No audio.
Womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
Okay, we should be good now. Can you hear me, Chad?
Can you hear me now?
There it
There
is.
it is.
Welcome to Rainbows and Razorbacks Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content.
Every time, without fail.
Tonight we're playing Madness Takes Artena, a 5e homebrew created by me. Let us meet our players. I'm tired, bear with me. We'll start with Steve for realsies this time.
100% for real. My name is Steve. I go by Hermes4939 on the internet. Most places, you can find me on Twitter at W9Steve. And I am very excited that we are here tonight.
I'm really excited when that beer kicks in.
On that note, Skag.
Hello, everybody. I'm Skagwater RPG. You can find me on all the social medias under that moniker. And yeah, tonight I will be playing Leston Fire River. I swear I haven't drank yet.
And Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. You can find me at Nerd on Wheels 15 over on any of the socials. You can also catch me on Chaotic Wonderful coming this Thursday for the Slayers game, and then also on 2000 Tales for some fun D&D and Monster of the Week.
Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I'll be playing Paintbrush tonight, and you can find me on Instagram under Izzy Talavera, all one. And yeah, I'm excited. Woo woo!
Danny, you're muted. You're still muted.
Still muted.
You're muted in Zoom.
So many ways to mute. It's too much technology. Danny, Dr. Snugglebutts on Stuffs, and I play Trenton, the mage rogue who doesn't quit and will pants a guy in a fight to make him shit.
And I am Kristen, your humble dungeon.
Dumbledore!
Guys, none of us have had, well, one of us has had a drink before this, okay? Only one of us has, and he's still going at it.
You're a humble dungeon master. You can find me on the internet at Darcy Realish, and you can find me on lots of stuff on this channel, and also on Saturday nights on Exquisite Corpse Presents. Yay! As a reminder, you can affect the game, like Chad already did, on Coffee, and you can give us things like advantages, or you can do other fun stuff, because there's a lot on there.
You can buy me a cursed item. I will accept it.
Make it so, somebody. Make it so. And on that note, we will go to the recap of the last game. Last week, we learned some information to further some known goals and revealed new information about things gone before. There was a water genasi that Malgtris believes is behind the attack by the ice mephits, as he wanted to access her greenhouse, which she did not give him permission to do. And this led to an investigation of the greenhouse and a corner where there was accelerated growth of plants for some unknown reasons. A scan for magic by Errol uncovered that the water was in some way magical. Paintbrush was summoned to a meeting with Kadiran Glimmerdown, the provost of the Amaranthine Academy, who introduced him to Safzira, who is to be his mentor, and what that could lead to. Lots of fun stuff, I promise. Leston had fish in his coffee. It's not Malgris's fault that a mermaid came to seek him out. And Trent broke the first rule of Fight Club, but not on purpose. He was followed by Paintbrush and their new companions, and through fair means and foul, he won his bout. One of his mentors, Bornatsob, said that he had information for them, and it became known that he could get them into tunnels that would take them to the guardhouse to do their investigation of General Nullstrom. And that is where we are going to pick up tonight, with our party leaving the Fight Club to go down into the tunnels to complete their mission. All right, So you guys are still in the warehouse with the Fight Club. Boar has said that he can take you into the tunnels right away if you would like to go down tonight, or he can take you the next night, but you would have more of an element of surprise this night, as something could be going down the next night that he's not at liberty to share.
Well, might as well strike while the iron's hot and go tonight would be my best guess.
The only one of you that has suffered anything is Trent's down some hit points. And some of you are down some spells.
I have no spell slots.
Sneaking doesn't require spell slots.
But it is up to the group.
Ready to go tonight if you guys want to go.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Anyone else?
Boar does kind of look Trent up and down, and he's like, all right, I can help you out a little bit. He tosses you a regular potion so that you can at least heal up some of those lost hit points.
Yay! That's
1d4 plus 2.
4 total.
Okay, now you're only down 2, so that's not too
Yay!
bad.
Can I take like a really quick short rest to use my arcane recovery?
Yeah, absolutely. He kind of looks around and he's like, we'll let you sit and chat. We can't leave for about another hour anyway, so that's perfectly fine.
Sweet. So I'm gonna like relax a little bit and like kick up my feet and be like, I was so good in that fight, y'all. It was like super fit. And I'm just talking shit, and that's my arcane recovery, so I get 1 spell slot back.
In this hour that you're all sitting and relaxing before getting into the tunnels, Errol, there is somebody that you notice off to the side. It is a half elf. Let me bring up my NPCs because I knew there was something I was forgetting. I said go. Thank you.
Don't want to go.
You see a tall, blue-haired half-elf. His hair is up in a top knot, and he has gray eyes. And you can see a slight darkening of the veins around his throat. He's got a quick smile, and he's flipping a coin in the air, and you assume he's probably a gambler in here. He does look your way, and he kind of saunters over to you and looks you up and down and says, God damn it, I have too many things, too many places. Give me a second. I swear I'm prepared.
Everything's up. It's just which one is she looking at?
You look like someone who like enjoys staring into the abyss.
And I kind of look around and I kind of lean in a little bit, and one of the few that loves when it stares back. Why don't we have a seat?
I see. Follow me, friend. And you all do see that Errol wanders off to a table with him, and they have a conversation, which, I mean, you can try and overhear, but they're trying to be off to the side and quiet.
I mean, Leston's outside, so he's waiting on everybody. I remember that much.
Okay. So yes, he wanders off, does his thing. We have our short rest. Boar finishes pouring one last drink for somebody, and then he's all right, everybody, closing down for the night. Then in the background, there's been a couple of fights that have happened, and there was a championship fight that was won to great accord by a monk that you might recognize from the Amaranthine Academy pant brush. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Paintbrush, where'd you go, Paintbrush? Are you in here, Paintbrush?
Paintbrush, where you at, Paintbrush?
I swear I'll make it through tonight.
You just gotta make sure to bite your lower lip.
This is what happens when you have a fathomless patron.
1 second. Okay. So the monk in the last fight, who does win and saunter off, you do recognize as Safzira.
Ooh,
Do you
I'm not-
approach her, or do you?
I don't want to break her cover. She's my mentor. I'm gonna go over.
As you walk up, she looks over and she's like, were you in any of the fights tonight? Don't tell Kadirin. I enjoy coming out here and showing them what's what.
No, not myself. I came to find one of my friends. He won. He's pretty good. He goes by the name Morning Face.
I don't remember. I'm gonna see if I wrote it.
I see. That was an interesting match. I'm fairly certain that there was some meddling, but it was well done.
I give just a little wink. Thank you.
She's like, well, I shall talk to you probably soon. I've got a mission in mind for you, but we'll talk more later.
Sounds good. I'll see you around.
And as people start to filter out, Borda's come from behind the makeshift bar. And he's like, all right, then, if we're going to go in tonight, I assume that you're all ready. You've all got everything good to go.
Yeah.
Where's your last friend? The one in all blue.
Head outside. Well, are we going through someplace in here? Do we have to leave?
Oh, no, we'll be
out?
going out front. I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose him.
Okay. Yep. Let's go outside. I'll head outside and grab Lustin.
Yeah, so you all wander out front and the door closes behind Bor as he's the last one out. And you do hear it lock. He's like, all right, then. I don't know how well some of y'all are at sneaking, but we are going to take some back roads through some alleys and try to be as quiet as possible. So I would like everybody to give me a stealth roll.
Oh no.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
You think I'll be fine? Disadvantage on my stealth rolls.
I got a 10.
Like a
16
16,
altogether.
something like super sneaky.
I got
Nope.
a 12.
I got
That
a
was with
2.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I got a 2.
Would you get Paintbrush?
16.
Okay. It was a group check. Let me roll for him just to make sure how it balances out. Oh yeah, it was just a DC 12. It's not too hard. There's a little bit of clanking and sound, and he'll stop you every once in a while if he does see any passing people that he may not think will miss you. And eventually you do come to an alley that has what appears to be a metal covered trap door in the ground. And he lifts it up and he's like, all right, I'll go with you to the actual guardhouse and remain down in the tunnel while you all go up and do your thing. But you might get lost down here.
That's down. Hold on. That is down though. That's not up. We're going on the ground, aren't we?
Yeah, when we get to the guardhouse and y'all go up, I will stay down.
Oh, okay. You said go up. That's down.
We're going down now. The up happens later.
I'm gonna
Okay.
push past
He
and
kind
climb
of
in.
looks over at Trent like,
Like I got places
are
to
you
be. Come
sure
on.
this guy is gonna do okay in here?
I'm like not really sure about anything, but like I haven't died, and there were like these like weird ice pixie things. It was like a whole like scene and shit, but like I got paid, so it was fine.
Okay.
Like I didn't die, so like that's really my prerogative.
All right. So he does kind of hold the door up and motions for all of you to precede him down. And then he starts down the stairs and closes the trapdoor behind him. And he's like, all right, then. We've got maybe about a 10-15 minute walk. I figured we would start far enough away that we wouldn't raise too much of an issue and possibly get you all caught before we even got down here. I will warn you, the Nothics down here won't hurt you, but they absolutely will try and take information from you. So be prepared for that.
What do you mean by take information from us?
Well, you see, Nothics used to be arcanists, but instead of gaining godlike supremacy that they were trying to achieve, they more turned themselves into aberrations. They're generally, I mean, they'll have their pranks. They'll, if you antagonize them, they will attack. And while they're not hugely difficult to beat, it's, not necessarily a good thing to engage them.
What can we expect from them?
Well, they got this
like
weird
prank-wise
insight. And if you're not careful, if you're not deceptive enough, then they can pull facts and secrets from your mind.
So they're mind invaders.
Of a sort.
Okay.
Well, then we should be fine.
They're like thought vampires. Ah.
That's a good way to look at them. And they also have these just one big eye. They look a little creepy, but in general, they'll leave you alone.
Oh, is that all? Okay. I would also like to, while we're walking, try to make either a physical map on one of my journals or a mental map of which way we're going.
All right, go ahead and make me an survival check.
Can I give him the help action by casting light and giving him an illuminated area so it's more accurate when he's drawing stuff?
I will allow it.
Thank you, and I will cast guidance on myself.
I don't think I can.
Okay, 17 plus.
Okay.
Is dirty 20.
Oh yeah, pretty much with ease. You can pinpoint where you came down into the tunnels, and you have a basic map that you've made of a lot of the back alleyways in the Atalos market area because of just who you are as a person. You like to make maps of where you're at. And so you can kind of figure out where you are in relation to that map and how you're getting to the guardhouse in these tunnels.
Thank you.
Anything else anybody's doing or just following along?
I'm just speaking a little bit to Maria. I'll be like, oh my god, that fight was so good. Did you see me in there?
You pants the guy.
I pulled his pants down and then I tripped him, so it was totally non-violent and I still won.
You can kind of thank me, I guess. I might have had something to do with it.
And me.
You did too?
I hear none of this and I'm just it was such a good fight.
We were very
in
proud
a
of
way
you.
you kind of cheated, but it was entertaining.
Because it was so one-sided. I totally agree.
I'll say technically you won me some money, which got me some information. So you did a great job. We're all very proud of you. And there were no rules, so there wasn't cheating.
I guess so. There's no rules. I just figured, you know what? Let's have some fun while we're down here.
All right.
Can I like hide in the shadows as well, like walk in to like avoid the little like thought vampire things?
You can attempt to.
Yay.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to be able to keep a lookout very much because I'm kind of pretty much involved in keeping track of where we're walking and the map and all that.
That's a dirty 20. So I'm like stealthing. I'm like hiding in the shadows, moving a little bit ahead of the group, looking out for these little monsters.
I'm finally rolling well for the other things.
You can stop that now.
So you are, trying to stealth in the shadows and you're all going forward, and Boar had grabbed a torch, but since light was cast, kind of just tucked it back into his belt as unnecessary. And you do come around a corner and do come face to face with a Nothic. He's kind of staring at all of you and waves at Boar like he knows who he is. He's seen him down here before. I do need everybody to make me a deception check.
Hey, this what?
Hey, here we go.
I don't know. This is not.
Let's see what I get with my -2.
I got -1. So I got a 4.
16.
Shit. That's a 8.
24.
Nice.
April?
9.
A+ for us.
I've lied so much to myself that the vampires believe me.
You don't necessarily feel anything weird, any of you. So you're unsure whether or not information was taken from you. He does kind of look you all down, and he does kind of run up to Paintbrush since he looks funny and like boops his chest and then runs off.
What it? That's what we were worried about. It just poke and run.
Oh,
Think he
boobs can
stole
be very
something from
deceiving.
me.
He just poked his chest. That's all he did, right?
Yeah, you can take emotions that way too.
The Nothics down here, for the most part, they you see, all right, I'm gonna let you in on a little thing because it is kind of important, I guess. I am a member of the Ghost Knives. I'm sure you've heard of the rogue group. We trade with the Nothics. They're down here and they kind of protect the tunnels and they get to make their homes, and we bring them food and other baubles that keep them happy. So for the most part, unless you attack first, they won't attack you.
So wait, you're a ghost with knives?
Now
She is not from here.
Around here somehow.
No, she's not from here.
And I'll hold up a hand. It's a secret organization that they don't talk about. That's
Okay.
just their name.
Secret.
Because they're
Makes more
ghosts with
sense.
knives.
We're the predominant good rogue group. I mean, we're not good, but
Nothing
We're
is.
not. we're not those goddamn whispers.
Well, what's about the whispers? What are they like exactly? Are they like the opposite of you, or they're just after other destruction, or what?
The whispers. I don't know how much any of you might know about Lisha, the deity, but they follow her, and they definitely get into some troublesome stuff. We try not to get into it with them, but there has been occasion that we've had to go against them. But I'm willing to let you in on at least that I'm a ghost knife, as going forward, I will be your contact because we see something in you. We think that this group as a whole is somebody to, you're all something to look out for. There's going to be things that happen around you.
Really? Because we've been told other things as well that kind of coincide with that, which is very weird.
So you guys are like summer and winter.
Sure.
They are opposites. That is what she's getting at.
Okay. Yeah. Opposites work. And you have this conversation as you come around this last corner, and there is some steps that lead up, and he's like, all right, this will take you into a hall in the guardhouse. Now, we may have bribed a guard or two to ignore any sounds that happen from this hallway for the evening, and it will take you there's 2 doors off of this hallway. When you go up and you're facing the way you come out, there's going to be a door ahead of you on your right. That's where they're going to be playing dice and drinking and in general pretending to have watch. If you go back a little bit into the left, that's the door you're looking for. General Nolstrom is not in residence currently. He is attending upon another matter in another part of the city. And so you should have a solid hour in his office if you need it.
An hour in a reputable person's office. Nothing can go wrong.
Like a lot of things can go wrong, but like that's totally separate.
You know what? I'm being on the side of optimism here, Trenton.
Just being realistic, lots of opportunities for like shit to get bad. Just need to be aware.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could just light it up on fire and walk off.
But like then we like couldn't get information because
Exactly.
you banned all the information and then we wouldn't get paid.
I mean, we could get the information that we're looking for, then burn down the place. Then walk off. There is also that.
I'm not like sure banning.
He just kind of looks around all of you. He's like, go on and get upstairs. Just do what you got to do.
Prior to going upstairs, I would like to cast a quick ritual cast detect magic, if that's okay. Hang out for 10 minutes so he can cast that and then head upstairs, so at least have that on.
He's like, I mean, it'll take 10 minutes off of the hour you got in there, but I mean, it's a small office. I don't think you're going to need that much time.
Okay. I'll have detect magic up and then we'll head upstairs.
All right. So yes, as you come upstairs, as he said, door up to the right, you can hear dice rolling, raucous laughter. And then behind you a little bit and to the left, you do see the other door, which is already slightly ajar.
Did we have somebody by the door?
Huh?
Should we have somebody by the door?
I mean, if you want to leave somebody on watch, that's all up to y'all.
That's what, no, Leston's asking them.
Keep watch.
I would prefer to go inside and I got to take a look around, but I was thinking about either blocking the door with something, if that's possible. I'm not sure which way the door opens.
It does open in,
Okay.
but Paintbrush is offered to keep watch, so he can like stand at the door while it's cracked and keep
Okay.
watch there.
Okay.
That'll
So you
work.
all head into the room, and it is a roughly about 10-foot by 12-foot room. It's got a large table instead of a desk. There are some papers spread out on it. A small bookshelf that has a couple books, but mostly it's like there's a helm and there's, some weird looking shiny rocks that don't give off any magical sense to you. It's just, he probably thought they were pretty rocks and uses them as decoration. You see a couple of like medals of some sort, like he's participated in some sort of games.
And the detect magic isn't picking anything up so far.
No, there does not actually appear to be much magical in this room. Like there's one of the books gives off a faint glow of magic. But if you pull it out, it is a wizard's book. So
okay.
You do know he's not a wizard, so you assume that it's probably a trophy from a wizard he defeated.
Okay,
So-
I will point that out if Trenton wants to
I'm
take a
gonna
look at it.
mosey on over in my little victory strut from my previous match,
But
and
I
I'm just gonna be like, ooh, this will make things easier, and I'm gonna put the book in my bag.
All right.
And I'm gonna look to see like if there's anything like if like there's any like hidden compartments in the desk, anything that's like I'm looking like if I look at the depth of a drawer, if it's like the full length of the drawer.
There's no drawers. This is literally just a flat table. Like you
So
don't.
he was on a budget with the furniture.
He's more a
Office on the
military
budget.
man than a man of learning.
Okay.
Then can I look if there's like any secret like compartments in the room or
Give
like
me an
little
investigation check.
like little hidden doors and stuff?
Just
Also-
tearing open all the dresser or all the
Done.
drawers and whatnot that are in there.
There's
That's
no
an
drawers
8
at all.
Oh, there's
I
not.
rolled a
Not even on his
3.
desk.
It's just a chair.
Yeah, it's like a plain wooden chair at a wooden table. It looks like he comes in here to do some correspondence kind of things, but that's about all he uses the office for.
Okay. Can I look through like the correspondence and then any of the other paperwork at the
Roll
desk
me
and
an
then in the room?
investigation check. Not that that's hard for you.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is. I'm going to use that advantage that we were provided. Because that was a natural
I'm gonna do
one.
that too.
Thank you very much, Chad. Didn't help much. That's a 9.
Oh,
I actually
Guys,
rolled
we
lower
are
with my
awesome at
advantage.
rolling dice.
Oh my God.
We
This
are
is literally
great.
the only thing my character does. That's it. That's all they do. Cast, heal, and investigate stuff.
well, I mean, it is still enough to notice there are a couple of papers right on top. You look at them and you do not understand what they say, but you do recognize the writing as you have seen it on some books that Cobnus has, and it is undercommon.
Okay. How long are these documents? Is it something I can copy, or are they super long?
There's one that they're neither of them are really long, but one seems to have a map connected to it.
All right.
But you can ask the rest of the party if
Yeah.
any of them speak undercommon.
Yeah. Does anyone speak under? I'm guessing this is undercommon, because otherwise I got to make a copy and bring it to someone.
Oh, me. Me.
Oh. So we're gonna sneak this out to Paintbrush, to have them take a look at it, please.
All right, so there is 2 separate notes. I will copy and paste this part into the chat for you. Maybe.
And also, while I'm keeping lookout, I have my little comfort ball of yarn that I'm like twiddling with at the door.
I love it.
So the first note is torn, so you only get the last bit of a few sentences. Ant win against the darkness. They are 2. Hold them at bay. We have to retreat to New. Before too much longer, if we don't get above ground, we'll be nowhere left for us to go, and I fear that we will all perish. The second note says, please, we implore whoever finds this to help us. We mean no topsider harm. We swear all attempts to reach the surface have been purely out of the need for survival. Our past attempts were met with armies that assumed we meant them harm, and we met violence with violence, but we are desperate. And the second note that is intact. This is the one that has the map connected to it, and there are marks on it. And there's a note that says, these are the places we would like to come through, and proposed plans for how they can survive above ground, as well as what they're willing to trade and bargain with to get this done. And everything that they're like, literally all they want is to be able to get above ground out of the Underdark. The plans have things for like contraptions that they've created that will block out the sun in a large enough area that they can have at the very least an encampment, if not build from there. They're willing to trade gold, jewels, artifacts, pretty much anything that they have at their hand. They are willing to trade to get out of the Underdark. There is something down there that is attempting to wipe out all of the denizens down there. I would like you to do an investigation check for me of a third piece of parchment that is attached to all of this.
Me?
Yes, and I will give you advantage on it.
I rolled a 4 and then advantage was 17, so that saved me. You said
you do recognize this piece of parchment. It feels and looks the same as the parchment that you were given by Safzira. And I have named this, and I'm very proud of it. And it is Abris's parchment of instant messaging. So just like Paintbrush and Safzira are able to instantly communicate with each other via their twinned parchments, you assume that there's a twinned parchment that somebody in the Underdark has that can talk directly to this piece of parchment.
I'm gonna relay that to the group that it's like my magic paper that I have over here, and I'm gonna wave my empty one and wave the other one.
And Trent, at the very least, though most of you would recognize the name Abris when he does tell you the name of it, there is, if you look on the map of Artena, there's a tower that is up towards the north, and that is Abris's tower. And it is known that he is called Abris the Absurd.
He's like really crazy.
I mean, he kind of fits, I guess, around here. A bit absurd.
So, do we have any indication that the general is working or going to allow them to come out, or is this just that we have information that these people are asking for help?
Mostly you just see that. Let me.
And then we think, and I'm kind of speaking to the group, that do we think that the general has been in conversation with the people in the Underdark through this parchment? Is that what everyone else is getting from this?
Either he was in contact or he found remains.
We can't see any past notes that have been written on the parchment.
And you do know, as general lore of Artena, that... One second, let me find my timeline.
I don't know. Another coming is not normally a good thing. That is disturbing me.
So the time that you are in there is prior to the fracturing and there is after the fracturing. And it is known that the fracturing is when all of the storms on the edges of the continent went up, when the metaphysical block went up, and that was called the fracturing. And 100 years after that happened, the elves had been fighting with the denizens of the Underdark, And this is when Theodosis came to Artena from the Feywild and joined in the fight with them and was able to help push them back from then in that point. And then 100 years after that was the battle where they were trying to come up from the mountains where the now Dwarven city of Tekli is, and where in the woods near Kaloon, where they were all trying to come through. And that is the battle where Cicros and Theodosis had both fallen in battle, and then they were raised. Also when the Watcher, Raphael, was raised. Okay. And so it's been known, but there has been no known or widely spread attacks since then. And so you all assume that the reference to we have tried to get out with violence and met violence with violence before, but we are desperate and we need out. There is danger.
Okay. So are we taking this stuff, or we?
I would probably leave that parchment, because honestly, if we take it, he's gonna know something is up.
Yeah.
But where's our proof then? Only our word. No one knows us.
Is there like an inventory of this place somewhere? Is it like in with the manifest, or like soldiers' gear?
You don't know. Probably. I mean, it's a guardhouse.
Son of a.
So I guess I'll ask even, and Maria, what are your feelings telling you? What do you think is the best course of action here?
It comes at risk, but this paper can't be doctored. I mean, we can say that this is happening, but we don't hold weight here.
Okay.
We have a little bit of weight, but not enough to make this call.
Yeah.
And they asked for proof, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And that this has been the only proof that we have found is this parchment.
And this is why they want militia, in case these people are coming out. I don't agree with it, but
Marielle, give me a religion check as you're looking at the various things on the table in general.
All right. When you dread rolling high on religion. Yeah, that's a 19.
So you do see on the table that another piece of paper does catch your eye, as from the Church of Leisha, who you've just been told is who the not so good rogues follow. And on this piece of paper, you do see that it's communication about let me make sure I get this name correct. That the Whispers of the Ended, which is the other rogue group, because he called them the Whispers, so it's an easy jump to make, that they are trying to infiltrate Belmoral. It does not look like it's directed to the general. It looks more like it's a note about their movements, and then the symbol is on there as proof of that.
So it's more of a report than
Yes.
like him actually being a part of it.
Yeah.
Can I like make a copy of like that symbol?
Yeah. This shouldn't be too hard, or I mean, even paintbrush with their performance and stuff. One of you can easily make a copy of it.
I'll look at him, which is like me psychically like screaming paintbrush, but like it's really quiet. It's like mental screaming, and he hears it, and it's like, can you like make me a copy of like this symbol and stuff?
I'll nod as he points at the symbol, and I'll pull out my little paintbrush. No, I'm gonna pull out my big paint. No, I'm kidding. My little paintbrush.
It's like a giant paintbrush.
And I'll copy the
Giant
symbol for
mop
Trenton.
writing on it.
Draws it on the wall.
We
There's
were
your copy.
here. I'm gonna copy the symbol. Let me roll my. See if I do really good. I got a Cthulhu, a nat 20.
Yeah.
I call
Yeah,
him
you
Cthulhu.
perfectly copy this down, and like it's a masterpiece of like you embellish it just a little bit from memory from having seen this symbol elsewhere when you were out in the night painting your own things.
Yes.
So
Question. What do we know about our employers?
Not much.
Not a lot, to be honest.
Do I know anything about them?
Roll me a history check.
That's nat 1 plus 7. I'm just gonna use the other advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, coffee.
13.
Okay, yeah, that's enough to know. You've been in Belmoral for about 2 years with Paintbrush, so you've been around long enough to hear all of the gossip and the whispers about the Neodar. You don't know much about Leroy in specifics, but you do know that in the power struggle between the Plaqueer and the Neodar, that the Neodar are more self-interest. And while the Plaqueer are trying to install kind of a martial situation in town, they do have the best interests of people in mind.
He's like not a terrible person.
Well, my only
Yeah.
worry is if we're supposed to be investigating the general and he has information on people needing help and now that people are being infiltrated. Well, if I was in that position at home, it sounds kind of like a coup. I mean, someone trying to oust someone out of it. And I could be wrong on this because I'm not the wisest or smartest person, but if people are infiltrating, what's the easiest way then to get the person out that knows about the infiltration?
Well, I think you're right. So I think you have a good head on your shoulders. I don't want to hear any more of that about I'm not the smartest. So anyone else? Trenton, Paintbrush? We taking all of this stuff, or we just taking like the ask for help and the map?
I want to test something really quick. I don't know if Paintbrush is in character smart enough to think this up. But I want to test on my paper if someone replies to it, if it'll erase the ink. So I'm going to send a message to my mentor,
Safsira?
Sarah. There we go. Fix that. There we go. And all I'm going to put is, please reply. In paint.
As you write this, the ink does, like, you write it and the ink briefly flashes and then disappears.
Okay.
And then you wait about a minute and you get back, "Are you in trouble?" ? And the entire paper glows for a second.
Oh, so we have to get this paper where we need it fast before they send another message. And I'm going to, nope, I'm just testing the paper. Love you, bye.
She just sends like a smiley face back.
So the general is using this to get an army from underground, then we probably need to take this with us then. Is that what everyone else is kind of thinking?
Yeah.
the baddie?
But we just will have to.
Errol,
might
roll
have-
me an insight check on everything that you have heard from what has been written in these papers.
Does anything look expensive in the room?
Roll
That's
me another investigation check specifically for that.
That's a net one again.
Jesus Christ.
This is
rolling
supposed
so
to be
bad
your thing.
I rolled an 11.
Insight, nothing.
Yeah, nothing
Plus six
looks
means
particularly expensive in the room. No. But yeah, you're having a hard time determining whether it's a bad thing that he's trying to help these people or if it's a good thing that he's trying to help these people.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I notice Trenton?
Sure.
Someone else got to figure this out because Errol is just stumped.
Okay,
Apparently, they're
So-
cashed out.
hypothetically, what happens if we take it? Leroy gets
Hypothetically-
the information and we're trusting he's going to use it for good.
Yes, but what are we going to do with the information that we get from this? We don't know who's on the other side of this.
Yeah, and if we write on the paper, then they're going to know someone else may have been here. If we take the paper, the general know that they've been infiltrated.
Oh my
Right.
god, crazy idea.
Something we need something.
What if we take everything and burn this place to the ground, and that way they don't know we took it because it's all been destroyed?
I was joking about it, but now
I don't
that
know
we're here,
The magic item would stay put, and I think we were told not to make a bunch of noise. The magic item
Yeah.
wouldn't burn.
It's really quiet to cast create bonfire. I'm just saying.
Boy.
Anybody,
What happens
because
if
you
we just
all met
leave it?
Leroy. Anybody who wants to make an insight check on what they remember about him is welcome to do so.
I want to try, but I'm horrific at insight.
I got
I'm
a
gonna
plus
try
6 to
again, 'cause-
insight.
Someone else should make this check other than me.
You want
I
to
rolled
give
a
me the
four.
help action? so I
I
can roll
will
with
help
advantage?
you completely.
I'm
I
gonna
got
roll
a
with
10.
advantage.
I'll use the help action to help Errol out.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah, it's kind of like you're all sitting here talking about it.
25.
Yes.
25.
So we got a 20 and a 25 on those rerolls after we had the help action
Oh,
of the
God.
others talking about what they remember about
all the help.
Leroy.
All the help.
We will come back to that and I will tell you what insight you get after we take a quick break.
No.
go have some fun.
Mhm.
And welcome back. Reminder in the chat about maybe if it goes affecting the game. There it goes. It's just slow.
Lag.
So you can affect the game. And we have had Skag say that he would take
I want a cursed item.
cursed
You
item.
can give me the cursed item. I will very much appreciate it.
You can give me not a cursed item.
I can see Kat now looking over at me, and she's like, you know what? I just might do it.
Gag also wants he wants a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Anyways, when we left off, our party was in the office of General Nolstrom, and they had found documents that talked about denizens from the Underdark that were desperate and afraid for their lives, trying to make a deal to come topside. They were just questioning whether they should take it, whether they should not take it, whether they believe everything in this or not. And then we had some really good insight rolls after we had some help actions going on into Leroy, the Neodar who had given them this mission. And on the
25.
Well, I know
On
there was
20,
the 25. Yeah.
We had a
I got
20 and a
20.
25.
Yes. So, Trent, with the 20 that you rolled, you feel like he was kind of slimy. Like he wasn't necessarily thinking of the good of the city when he gave you this mission. When you think back on it, there was definitely something off in how he was speaking to you. And with the insight of 25 that Errol got, you kind of stand there for a second and you think back to the meeting. And when he was talking about hiring you to get information on the general to prove that he's being underhanded in some way, that maybe he knew about this and he may believe that the general was bringing them in as an additional army, afraid that they were making a martial presence. But mostly he was just afraid of the Plaqueer gaining more power. And you too feel that there was just something weird and off about him that maybe isn't so trustworthy.
Like, if you're working with like thought vampires, that's kind of sketchy. So like, I don't know if we want to trust him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting bad vibes about the person that hired us for this. And Trenton, you feeling that too?
Yeah, like, why would you work with thought vampires?
Yeah. Okay.
So we take it or we don't take it now? That is
I think we don't take it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
the consensus here is let's grab that ripped note. Let's grab the one that has the least amount of information on it. So let's grab the bottom of that ripped note that just says it can't win against the darkness. That part. And tell them that we found this scrap and everything else had been cleaned out of the office. It looks like it'd been cleaned out recently. So we can just say
making sure that he's on the move.
We can just say that we got there too late. You know, we went there as soon as possible and we got there too late. So then we can still get paid, but not really give them anything. That's my vote.
I'm on that side too. I just do we want Do we want me and Amariel to probably go talk to him just to settle stuff?
I'm fine with that. Paintbrush, Trenton, what do you guys? What do you both
Yeah,
feel?
like people just don't believe me when I like tell them the truth. So like if I'm lying, it's gonna be like even harder.
Yes, you're not coming with us.
I can do the help with everything.
You can't be so honest, Amariel.
Oh, I know how to talk to the Fae. I know how to lie.
Okay.
I like this.
Because you were open and honest about where you were coming from, which kind of was like, okay,
Because I trust you guys.
okay. That's good to know. I
Okay.
appreciate the trust.
All right. That's solid. Let's I think we're done here unless we poked around the office and anyone found anything else fun. I think let's go.
Can I give it like one last look over?
Oh yeah, I rolled a 22 earlier watching Trenton, so I'm gonna kind of give him like the mom stare of like behave.
I'm not gonna notice that.
Already stole a book.
Walk over. Just
We'll do this
flick him
one
right
as
in the
your
forehead.
passive perception. How about that? Or passive investigation.
A passive investigation.
So yeah, like as you just kind of take a quick look around with your passive investigation of 15, I'll say that you do look harder at the shiny rocks on the bookshelf. And there is one that looks like it could have a quartz deposit in it. And if it's worth enough, it could actually be useful to you later on in spells.
I'm just gonna nick that and put it in my pocket.
And if Errol takes a quick kind of glance over as they're walking out, is there anything else that could give us kind of a direction of what the general might be?
As you're
kind of doing
walking
for
out and
ourselves?
you're not paying as much attention,
Mhm.
your passive investigation of 21 kicks.
I'm just not going to try anymore. I'm just going to feel it out. Just feel it out.
And you notice that there is a paper hanging on the wall by the door as you're starting to walk out. And on this, it says, the Neodar are becoming more annoying. They are trying to trick us into signing an accord that gives them more power than we are comfortable with, as how do I want to word this? As they're trying to convince people that we are gathering a martial force, but in reality, we don't want any more soldiers on the street. What we want is to be able to help these people that are running from unknown creatures in the Underdark that have been destroying everything in their path. And there is signs that whatever this darkness is, it could be connected to the fracturing.
Oh, that would have been helpful to see on the way in. Way to go, Errol. All right. We'll kind of tap the note on the way out and definitely feeling good about getting out of here, and then possibly dropping a note to the general later if they need some help.
If you wanted to leave a note warning him about what the Neodar are doing.
Yeah, I think Errol will
Yeah.
take a quick page out and then I'll kind of scrawl on there, trying not to use their actual handwriting, but something a little bit different of there are forces, the forces, there are forces aligned against you. Your instincts are correct. And that you are on the correct path of helping out the people in the Underdark. And then he's going to kind of list a dead drop spot. If we can be of service, leave a note at, like, there's a loose brick on a part of a bridge in the city. that he's probably used for something else, and leave a note there, and then we'll go, and then we'll see. Signed, friends, and then head on out.
All right. So yes, you do make it out. There's nobody in the hall when you come out. You get back in the trapdoor easily, and you go down, and Boar is kind of sitting, like leaning against the wall, just like got a piece of toothpick or something, cleaning out underneath his nails. So how'd it go?
Well,
Really good.
we're good. We're good for now. I think we got set up by our original person that put us on this path to begin with. So we're going to see if we can get paid by both parties and still help out as many people as we can.
He stands up and he's like, then you saw through the bullshit. I'm glad you did. This was a test of sorts to see if you were all up to the task. I'm glad to see you are.
Well, we found out that sometimes you just try too hard and you just literally have to look at what's painted on the wall. That's what,
Literally.
So you do make it out of the tunnels, no issues. He leads you back out into the alleyway, tips an invisible hat at you all, and says, I'm sure we'll be talking again soon, and disappears into the shadows. Let me see how well.
That one.
Well, not 4, but it's still a 14. So
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
or like a krong. No. Okay.
And at this point, it is about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Anyone up for a drink, or is everyone going to bed?
There is that. Why don't we all just go back to the wacky mole and just like act like nothing's really happened? If we see Leroy there, we see Leroy there. We try to get paid.
Okay.
Well, if you remember correctly, Leroy gave you his address so that you could come to him with any
Oh, that's right.
information by the
That's
next
right.
day.
All right.
You have a full another day and night before you're technically supposed to meet up with him.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, just how about we go acquaint ourselves with other people that are at the tavern?
Okay.
it would be closed by now. It is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's the middle of the night. Maltris doesn't keep it open usually doesn't keep it open past about midnight, except for after you all saved her life. She kind of just stayed open until y'all were done.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
All right.
So then,
Then
yeah,
I
this
guess-
is where we go to sleep then.
Sleepy time.
All right. You all make it back to your various areas.
I'm gonna review the
Um,
book.
Amariel,
Oh no.
what did you do with the water you collected from the melting ice method?
I put it in a jar and then I put it in the ground like its own little casket. Like in a greenhouse. I didn't put it in the special corner. I put it in like just a regular corner where it's just like burying them, put them to rest. They obviously are not normal ice methods and they deserve a proper burial.
As you walk past that spot, you do see what looks to be a blue tendril that looks like a plant growing, but it's got mist coming off of it like it's icy.
Can I make a nature check?
Absolutely.
That's not bad. That's 17.
As you look at it, it does look like the plant next to it, but like an ice version of it has started to grow from this jar. Like it wasn't able to be contained in the jar, but it's just growing a never before seen plant, basically.
I'll watch it. If it gets too bad, like I'll stop it from being bad. But for now, maybe it gets to have a different life and different choices.
So you do walk into the room that you have in the greenhouse. And on the cot, you see an interesting colored flower. Roll me I think it would be a history check, but no, this could be another nature check.
Okay. Not as good. That's a 13.
It looks vaguely familiar. You haven't seen it in these colors, but I am dropping it into your inventory.
Okay.
One minute. Once I put a thing. That's not what I wanted. God damn
Do the thing.
it. 2 minute
All
buttons.
the things.
All the
All of them.
things.
Just copy paste your entire magic list and just throw it right into Mariel's inventory.
Whoops.
I don't know what happened.
So I have dropped the emotional lily into your inventory.
All right.
And when you pick it up, there is a pink petal, a blue petal, a green petal, and a purple petal. And as you pick it up, you do get an image of Nineveh and how she was feeling in a moment.
I think as I'm holding the flower, I just burst into tears, like just streaking my face, and just kind of curl up with the flower and put it inside the chakram and try and fall to sleep with that. What was the moment?
Her standing in a field of the flowers and smiling. But yes, this is a flower from the Feywild, so that is why you recognize it.
Gotcha.
And you can read more into that later, and I will send you a message with the colors.
Very nice. Very nice.
She got a gay
With
pride
that,
flower.
Yes,
You
I
all get-
did.
a long rest.
That's awesome.
Could I have reviewed the book?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an Arcana check on it.
Yeah. No digital dice. That fucks me over too much.
I think we know what we need to do tonight is pray to the dice gods.
26.
Yeah, right? Okay, yes, this is a fairly extensive wizard's book. It is a tome of spells that you will have access to. They do all appear to be about 3rd level or higher, so they won't come in handy anytime soon, but you do have it handy for down the road.
Yay.
Care how big the room is. I said I cast fireball.
All
Will be said later in this campaign.
It has every 3rd level spell except fireball.
right. So yes, you all do get a long rest, and we come upon the next morning. Did you all agree to meet up? Are you going straight to Leroy's? What is your plan?
I think we should all meet up first at the Wacky Mole Tavern before we head out.
Yeah, if possible, after the meetup, I'm going to go drop off information to the individual that hired me.
Okay.
And I know that Lustin and Amariel, I'm going to say your name wrong. I'm sorry. Amariel? Is that how we say it?
Amariel.
Amariel. Did I get that right? Amariel and Lustin were thinking about heading over to Leroy's. I don't know if Paintbrush and Trenton want to go and hang out outside in case there's trouble, or what's everyone feeling?
Yeah, we can always just have them stand in the back, but
You the face?
I mean, maybe.
Yes. But yeah, I would like to pitter patter off and go see my client while they're doing that, if that's okay.
All right. So yes, you do walk up to the house that is conveniently across the street from Leroy's.
I forgot about that.
Yep. It's right
Okay,
there.
see-
We're
see
gonna
you
look
guys later.
over.
Split
We're gonna
ways,
walk in the
like
same
right at
way.
the driveway.
No, seriously, I'll see you later.
But like, I see you right now. You're right there.
Doing work.
So we will start with Errol, and you do walk up to the door, and the same person who had answered it before answered and is like, "Oh, do you have information for us? Good. Come on, come in.
Yeah, it's I wanted to come as soon as I gathered more information. I know your niece Sally was important to you.
Well, this is the maid, and
Oh,
she has
yes.
gone off to get the
I'm reading
uncle.
notes. You're gonna stay here too. You're all getting the notes. Okay, yes, I will wait.
I will take
Yeah,
no
she goes
such
to
thing.
get him, and he bustles out. And he's like, "Less than 24-hour turnaround. I'm impressed, my boy. What did you find?"
Well, it's apparently that's your niece Sally got involved with a group of called Ghost Knives.
That makes sense, though I am disappointed. This is going to make me look very bad with the other Neotar.
Well, to be honest, I know she's involved with them and that she's underground. So I haven't been able to specifically locate her, and she was not taken against her will, which is essentially the best news that we could have gotten in this situation.
She is not in immediate danger. Yes, this is helpful.
So, in terms of these kind of situations, is she's going to be underground. There's nothing saying that you couldn't have found to your friends that she was in a little bit of trouble and that she had actually been kidnapped, that she has been retrieved, and then you had to move her to a family's home for her safety. But
I will
that is up to
deal
you.
with it. I mean,
Yes.
she's been disappearing for a while, so they all expected that she would run away eventually because she was not happy in these circles. I guess I just must hope that she stays safe and does not endanger my standing.
Yeah.
She is more important than my reputation, but I would like to keep it intact if possible.
Well, that's understandable, and I'm glad to hear her safety.
As long as Leroy doesn't find out, he's a horrible person.
We have found that. I have heard that recently. But what I would like to say is feel free to write her a letter explaining your feelings, your thoughts on the matter with the information that you have found, and then drop it off at Cobnos's place. If I find her, I'm not saying I will, I'm happy to provide her that note.
Excellent.
that-
I may just do that. Oh, yes, here is the rest of your payment. And I forgot the exact amount. I told you he was paying you, but
we didn't actually discuss on that. He just did a down payment and then
I think it was
whatever.
like a total of 10 gold that you got.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, he does finish paying you that. So I think it was like half up front and then half later. So
Cool. Yep. So I'm sorry I can't provide you better news, but for this situation, it's about as good as it's going to get.
I mean, it could be worse. She could have joined the Whispers of the Ended. Ooh.
That's the way to look at it. If there's anything else I can be a help of, please let me know, and I'll see myself out. Good
Absolutely.
day.
Thank you, my boy.
Okay. I'll see myself
And
out.
Cross the street at Leroy's.
Do a fade.
Knock, knock.
Motherfucker.
I tried.
There is what appears to be a butler does answer the door, and he's like, "Yes, may I help you?"
Yes, we were. Leroy wanted to speak with us.
Oh, you must be those he hired. Yes. Come on in, and I will go get him. And he does disappear back, and you're left in like a side sitting room kind of area as he goes off to get Leroy. It's about 5 minutes, making you wait.
Of course.
This is going to be a long time, isn't it, Mariel?
Yep, it always is.
He
Hurry
does
up and then
eventually
wait.
like bustle down the stairs, and he's like, "Oh, yes, did you get any juicy information on DJ?"
Not really juicy.
A little bit, but fortunately, it was kind of ransacked when we got there.
It's like they
Oh,
were almost
my.
moving.
Well, I don't know where he would move his office to other than the guardhouse, but oh well.
But we
Anyway.
found
Winner?
a scrap of something. It might help.
Oh, we
Do you
got this.
tell him that you know what it says, or do you just present it as, we can't read this, but
Yes, I'm just gonna. We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
that is funny letters. I can't read this. Well, I will find somebody that can, but thank you. Every little bit helps in keeping martial law off our streets.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a
Yeah.
deception check, both of you.
Oh, goody.
He has a -2 to insight, so I'm sure you'll be fine, but
I mean, we
Horrible.
might be.
Yeah, that's not
natural 1.
bad.
So that's
Yay.
a -2.
My 15 is fine.
Yeah, same here. My 15 is good too.
Literally has dismissed you already.
Yeah,
It's like,
basically.
all right, cool. Here's
Like,
this.
he doesn't even care about what you've said. He's just like, I'm gonna go and show this to somebody, and I'm gonna be a savior. And he's
I'm
like,
gonna hold out my hand.
your money. And he
Yes.
does give you because he'd given you guys half up front of 10 gold each. So yeah, it gives you another 5 gold for each of you. So
Oh, good. Enough to kind of eat.
that's enough to eat for a while.
What are you eating for?
Are you eating like caviar and champagne?
I mean, I like to. It tastes good. I got the
Making it rain in the conch shell.
exactly.
No, the images.
The magic
Yes, so-
Kong.
You
Yearning for the conch.
I am now picturing that there's a stripper pole in the conch for when all of the rest of you get to go in as well.
You know what? His stage name was Magic Mike at one point.
I mean, the satyr got to make money somehow.
All right. Do you all did you all agree to meet back up afterwards? Is that what
Yeah.
the plan was?
I think we're just kind of hanging
well,
out.
I mean, we can probably
So-
just go right outside and be like, "Hello, Errol."
Yeah. Oh, fancy
Jesus
seeing you
Christ.
here.
Kat just says that Lustin has a secret OnlyFans somewhere.
Probably.
That's okay. Got to make that money. Got to make that paper.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, exactly.
All
He needs
respect.
to. His finances are really good because of it, though.
All right. So are the two that didn't go, Trent and Paintbrush, are you at the Wacky Mole Tavern? Are you somewhere else?
Probably at the tavern.
I'm just playing with my yarn, trying to get Trenton to play with me. So I'm doing like one of those hand traps with my yarn, seeing if he'll play.
Cat's Cradle?
That's Cradle, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Throw
even
it at
funnier
him and
since
watch
you're a
it bounce
cat.
I just mage hand it
back. Throw it back at him.
reluctantly.
So the two of you, as you're sitting in the Wacky Mole Tavern, you do hear somebody calling your names from outside.
I hide.
I'm just gonna keep playing with this mage hand. Let me see my perception. Oh no, I heard.
It does sound vaguely familiar to you.
I'm gonna reluctantly put down my yarn and
I
look
hide even
over.
more if it sounds familiar.
Well, it doesn't sound familiar to you.
Oh my
It
gosh.
just So, Paintbrush, as you kind of look outside, the other three are walking up to you.
Oh, hi guys.
Amariel, you see a flash in the crowd that draws your attention. You see the back of a statuesque Eladrin with long dark hair dotted with many colored beads, fair skin that faintly shimmers in the weak sunlight, wearing worn levels with traces of blood on them, an identical chakram to the one you carry at her waist. Hope begins to well within you at the sight of your beloved, and you begin to rush toward her. But as she turns and you see the face of Nineveh, you see her bruised expression transforming into a silent scream as she reaches for her throat, and a giant gash identical to the one that killed her when the talon of the shadow demon she was protecting you from appears, opening her up from throat to stomach. You stand frozen in place as she shimmers and disappears as she falls to the ground. The rest of you do see this, but nobody else in the crowd seems to.
Wait, so
Leston.
we see the vestige of the person?
Yeah, you see the person that was just killed and falls to the ground and disappears, but nobody else, even those facing right at her, seem to see this. At that moment, Leston, a hand on your shoulder pulls you from the terrifying tableau in front of you as you watch a figure that only your party appears to see drops dead and fades. You turn to see your older sister. Her dark hair cascades around the smiling bronzed face you remember so well. Her clothing the same vibrant riot of colors she enjoys wearing for her performances. As you start to react to her presence, her vibrant blue eyes begin to fade, going lifeless, and her skin pallor losing color, her cheeks becoming sunken until the woman in front of you only barely resembles your sister, and then she too falls away, clutching for you and dissipating as she falls. Errol. Confusion consumes you as you watch two of your companions struggle to contain themselves after what they've just seen, when you hear the familiar voice of your grandmother from behind you. You turn to Nadressa, her tall visage and vibrant blue skin standing out against the elegant yet simple white dress that drapes her frame. She holds the familiar metal staff with the pulsing blue orb atop it, and the clockwork implant of her own design sits at the base of her throat. Her smile of approval, as familiar as anything in your life, spreads across her face, before it turns to a look of shock and she grabs her head in pain, falling to the ground just as a lightning-like energy crackles around her, and in a flash of light, she too disappears. Paintbrush. One after another, you have seen crushing scenes play out before your companions. You want to reach out and console them, but before you can figure out how, you are whirled around and pulled into a hug from your childhood friend, Czar. You see his tall half-orc frame, his throwing knives on his belt, axe in the hand not hugging you, his long reddish hair trailing from his top knot. As he pulls away and you smile up into the face of this unlikely friend, he starts to say something when a whip made of fire appears from behind him and wraps around his throat, pulling him back through the unseeing crowd before he hits the ground, crying out in anguish as the fire spread across his body, and he slowly burns to ash on the ground before you. Trenton. As these images fade, you can see them through the window where you've hidden in the Wacky Mole Tavern. You turn as someone steps beside you, able to see you regardless of how well you are hidden. You see a pale figure with eyes, skin, and hair so white that they seem to blend into the snow that suddenly surrounds you. If it weren't for the shadows in the planes of their exotic face and their dark leathers, you'd think they were a ghost. They tilt their head towards you, and you find yourself face to face with the fortune teller Hurt, a changeling that is known and feared around Balmoral for the accuracy and depth of their prophecies. A slight smile cracks their face as their eyes flash a blinding white. You shield your eyes, but instead of blocking it, you find that you are in what appears to be a different place. You see a flash of your companions fighting unseen creatures. Blood can be seen splashed across all of them, but you're unsure if it's theirs or another's. The scene changes abruptly, and you see yourself on your knees in front of a shadowy figure, your head bowed, whether in supplication or in shame, or horror, you can't tell. The scene changes yet again, and you see the whole group in the wacky mole having a drink, with a dark pall falling over it. You abruptly come out of the vision. Hurt gives you a look of sadness and tells you, not all of the visions your friends have seen have come to pass. Some have. But if any of the dark future grasping at us all is to be stopped, you all must band together to find the ancient temples of chaos and take up the antiquities of madness. You won't find the first one for many moons yet, but once you do, you will irrevocably be on the path of destiny that draws you into its arms. And then this figure too fades away. And then you are all back, standing where you were before. What do you do?
I need a drink.
I'm going to cast Eyes of the Grave. You know the location of any undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover isn't protected.
Nope, you don't see anything.
Leston's just kind of like looking dumbfounded, like his eyes are almost glazed over, looking downward, like what the hell did I just witness?
I'm gonna hold my little Theodosus necklace and kind of sit where Czar was and just kind of somberly look at the empty spot.
Mario is just kind of on her knees, just staring blankly, just tears running down her eyes, almost catatonic.
I will go over to Marielle and help her up. And say, come on, you can't, not in the middle of the street. Come on.
Everyone needs a drink. Everyone needs a drink.
I'm gonna grab the conch shell and be like, is there a way that you can tell me if this has happened or not yet?
You're met with silence.
So like, I'm gonna get everyone together and be like all the fucked up shit you saw maybe happened, or like maybe didn't happen, but it's going to happen.
So lesson's done. Just gonna be like, so my brother is. I need to find my brother now.
Hold on. Now, Trenton just said, how do you know that hasn't happened yet? Where did you get that information? Because I think Bustin's got some information from a weird, wacky dream, and then so did I. So what did let's combine it. What did you see? What was told to you?
So like you all saw like people dying. I had like a conversation with someone. She was like really creepy and she like knew things. I take a big swig. And she's like, oh, some of these things have already happened. Some of them are going to happen. But like she didn't clarify which is like really concerning. And then she's like, oh, you need to like go to like this ancient temples of madness and stuff, which like if you look at the name, why the fuck would you go there? That's not a really inviting name. And then it's like, you need to get the antiquities of madness. It's like, oh god, like that's double the crazy. What the fuck? But then if everyone's like having visions of people dying, that shit's already fucking crazy. I go get another drink and I come back.
Yelling after him, get me one too.
Please. I just get the bottle.
It's just around over here.
I pour everyone a shot and then I just drink straight from the bottle. Like, it's like really traumatizing, like watching someone die. It's like super traumatizing watching all of your people die and then watch you get traumatized. It's just like a really big, really big mind fuck. Yeah, like not about that.
So, all right. Who knows exactly what they saw? Is Has that already happened to you, or do you not know?
Mario just nods.
Mario,
So
do you want
you've
some tea or
witnessed
do you
it
want a
already.
drink?
Drink.
Okay, I'll slide over a cup.
The Long Island iced tea.
So
No, I
you've
saw-
already witnessed this.
Yeah.
Now, I saw my grandmother, who I haven't seen in some time, and as busy as she is, I can't imagine that she has necessarily passed yet. So
That's how I am with I saw my sister.
That's
And
the same.
last I saw it was a long time ago, back when I was, well, here originally. And so that's why I say I need to find my brother to find this out if she has already gone. Because I got word from one of my old contacts that he was out looking for me.
your brother was looking for you?
My brother was, yes.
No. Paintbrush, the person you saw, they passed already?
No, I haven't seen them in years since I was a child. I thought it was nice at first.
Yeah, that
They
turns
did
not
not
nice.
really-
All right.
Maybe I can try and get dates of where she's been.
Well,
Anybody who's been in the city for at least a few months, you can go ahead and roll a history check for me.
21.
17.
11.
So yeah, those that rolled higher, you've seen the changeling hurt the fortune teller before. They hang out occasionally in the Atalos market and tell the fortunes of people. Sometimes there is prophecy that they see. It is known that they do have a gift of it. But you do know that if you keep an eye out, you will eventually see them and can question them.
It was like the really creepy fortune teller that like everyone thinks is like, is she real? Is she not real? And like it was just that was a lot of fucking magic to not be real.
Yeah. Well, so we have a fortune teller we can go see, and then Cobnas has a wizard for me to go see about that piece that we found after the ice mythic battle. So
There was also somebody, the teacher that you knew, Trenton, that had the book with the symbol that everybody's seeing on it.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do we want to quote unquote split up and take care of this stuff? Because it doesn't seem like very physical intensive stuff.
Yeah,
There's not really any danger to us personally.
no. Does anyone want to go with me to go see the wizard? The wonderful
I'll go see
wizard
the
of
wizard.
whoever.
Well, you'll be going to the school, so
Are they
you'll
across
be
the
going to the same
street?
place as Trenton. Yes.
They
across the
They're
street?
they're across
Across
the
the
street.
Like you can't get in unless you're on the list, which is the student body enrollment list.
I might be on the list still.
No, you were at the Bard school. You weren't at the Wizard school.
Damn it.
I have like a VIP pass.
Okay. Well,
Do you know of any like secret entrances?
Paintbrush, you also can ask Safzira if she knows anything about the symbol. You do now have that
Oh.
contact.
Yeah. I'm going to paint the symbol over to Steph Zira and ask her, oh, hey, have you seen this before?
What
And
this?
by the way, have you heard of any roaming orc tribes in the area? My friend might be in danger. Love you, bye.
bye.
It takes a minute, but you do eventually get a message back saying, if you've seen that symbol, you need to come and talk to myself and Glimmerdown as soon as possible.
Ooh, gotta go, guys. No.
It means you're dying.
So my
They're gonna get it stamped on their foreheads.
Armistice Monastery. Is that the name? The monastery where I live.
Amaranthine Academy.
Amaranthine Academy. They might know something, so I'm gonna head home and see what they know, and watch Trenton for me. Make sure he doesn't rob too many people.
I hide and disappear into the shadows.
Cast fog cloud to help them escape you from there.
All right.
And yeah, I'll see you guys around, and I'm gonna book it. I have my my feature. I don't know if it's the greatest thing to use right now, but I'm going to use it anyway. I have my cat-like reflexes that doubles my movement.
Yes.
So you just take off through the crowd.
Yep.
All right, so we know that he's going to the academy. We have Errol and Trenton going to the Tatarth Institute of Wizardry.
I think
You probably want to stop and grab Cobnas so that he can introduce you to his friend.
Yes, yes.
Amariel and Lustin, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I guess we go to the we try and go to the Amaranthine, or not Amaranthine, the school.
So you're gonna go with the others? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go over and visit Cobnas and see if he can introduce us to his friends. And then I think Trenton's got someone they know as well. So off we go. And I'll kind of knock on the door as we come into Cobnas's shop and let him know kind of what I'll let him know what I saw, because that's my information to tell. And then I think and say, Cobnas, I saw this outside and explain what happened. And
yeah,
I
you'd
think we
already
need to-
showed him the
yeah, I
and
think
all
we
that,
need to
so.
push up the meeting with your friend, and if you have time, I'd like to go over to see them if you've got a couple minutes.
He sees the looks on everyone's faces that has gone in there with him, and he's like, all right, I think I can close up shop long enough to go over. And he does flip the sign and lock the door and go with you guys. So first we will hit with Paintbrush. As you get to the academy, you walk in, and the secretary for the provost, she's got a deadly serious look on her face, and she's like, yes, go right in. And as you walk in, Glimmerdown and Safzira are both sitting there. And they ask, the symbol, why are you asking about it?
And I give them the whole lay down. We broke into someone's house. We went to the guard tower.
Okay, so I need to be careful of Paintbrush fucking
Here we
spilling
go.
the beans more than Mariel, apparently.
Okay, so there
What
was
the
this guy.
fuck?
Okay, there was a lot of guys.
And you've seen the symbol on the rock around Errol's neck, and the one of the rose thorn stem that Amariel has. And did you see Lustin's tattoo or not? I don't remember.
I don't think.
I've only shown it to Amariel and Errol
Okay.
so far.
So yeah, you tell them that you've seen it these two places with these people, and they say, well, I'm sure some of the wizards will know more, but we do have a couple of books in one of the deepest libraries that mention this symbol, and is the symbol of chaos. It has been around since before the fracturing, and they once talked about temples where the symbol was found, but we are unsure where any of these might have been.
Okay. And then the other question I had, I have a friend, haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know if anyone has seen him in a long time. His orc tribe travels. Have you heard about any tribes going around? And then I'm going to tell him about all the visions we've seen.
Damn.
Wow.
Fucking just
Okay.
tell everybody,
go.
okay? Tell everybody's shit
Yeah.
is going down.
Yeah.
They get even more serious, especially when you mention the antiquities of badness. And they're like, well, we need to do some more research on this, but if all this is true, then there's more going on than just what's happening with you all, and it will affect everyone in Artena. Give us a few days and we will do the necessary research, and then we will happily share the books with you and your friends, since it appears to directly influence you. As far as the orc tribes, there are many that come in and out of the area. There are many that have set up camp in the ice fields. Many of them make camp in the southern mountains. There's really no way to know where one specific tribe is, but give us this time and we will see what we can find out for you.
Okay. I'm going to go out, go to my room, start writing a letter to mom and dad, telling them everything. No, I'm kidding.
Tell my mom and dad, all my friends and shit that they just witnessed.
All the
Now
drama.
you know why Trenton never tells him anything.
Paintbrush is a snitch.
He's a cop.
Snitches get stitches.
So
He's
as for the rest
basically a cop.
But we don't know that he did that. So
No, we
can't
don't.
beat the shit out of him.
I probably would have just said he's probably gonna go tell everybody everything that just happened.
I'm gonna look over Trenton. Say what now?
All
You
right.
let him run off. Why do you think I don't say anything?
I'm just
You say a lot, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that would be something important for us to know.
Oh well, too late now. He's gone.
I'm
Paintbrush is
gonna
a treasure and must be protected at all costs.
I'm going to in my letter just say, hey mom, Trenton only escaped twice from me this week.
That he's aware of.
He's aware of. Has his dad done this to you before when you were watching over him? And ask dad, can he send more pastries? The pastries in this town are nasty, so please send more. Okay, love you, bye. How are you, by the way? And then
Throw that pastry shade.
As for the rest of you, you do get to Tarth, the Institute of Wizardry. All of the professors do have offices in one building separate from where all of the classes are held, and it's not like there's guards or anything like that. It's not as heavily guarded as the Amaranthine Academy. They protect their libraries and stuff like that, but as far as access to the professors go, there are many people that seek their help. So you do get in. Which wizard do you go see first?
Probably the one with his friend.
Okay. And then
Cobb kind of leads you to his office door, and he has a cane that when he's walking long distances he uses, and he knocks on the door with that. And this older elf, to have reached this age, he's seen a lot of shit. He's got to be about 700 years old. It's known that he's not originally from Artena, and he did come before the fracturing happened. So he's one of the few that remember back to that time. And sorry. Cobness goes in and he's all like, yes, we have something weird that we would like to show you. And he motions to you to hold out the small pearl that you found with the ice methods.
And then taking after Paintbrush, be honest about how we came across it, that there was kind of an ambush at outside the bar, and then explain who was targeted and the stuff that we heard during the battle, and then indicate that we found this afterwards.
He comes over and he does cast Identify on it. And I forgot to create this because I knew there was something I was forgetting. But I will get the item into your inventory when I do come up with it. But it is a magical pearl. It does stand in as a pearl in spells if needed.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have a weird connection to the Underdark.
Okay.
He's like, yes. This one is weird. It doesn't seem to be one of the actual ones from the Underdark. It almost seems to be almost a copy of one. I'm not sure how they managed that, but I wouldn't trust it to be the actual article.
Okay. Was someone trying to pass this off as the genuine article, or do you think someone's just trying to use it?
I mean, I've seen a few of these before, so without tooting my own horn, very few would recognize that this isn't the genuine article.
Okay. I appreciate your expertise. This is very helpful. Do you know anyone around that would be able to produce or have something similar to this, or is it going to look into the Underdark our best option?
I'm not sure. There's obviously somebody around that is able to copy the spell and make it appear as if it is from the Underdark, but I'm not sure who it could be.
Okay.
Do you have the stone with the symbol out?
Yep.
He looks at that and he's all like, the professor just down the way, he has a book that has this symbol. I've seen it before. When I first came, there used to be temples that had this symbol. It's been hundreds of years. I couldn't tell you where they were at, but they have all fallen into ruin.
Trenton's eyes glaze over.
I'm surprised to see this. The days of my youth. And he looks like he's about to go into a long-winded explanation, and Cobnass is all like, I have to get back to my business. We shall be going. Thank you for your help. Hurry before he starts talking again.
One more thing. Have you seen a water genasi that's been maybe asking questions about magic, or
I don't get out much. Not that I know of. Have they come knocking around here, though?
Okay, thank you.
And Cobnass kind of ushers you out, and he's all like, he's a good friend, but unless I have a lot of alcohol, I do not want to get him going.
Again, thank you very much for your help. I won't delay you any further. Are you okay getting back?
Yes. I make this journey often. And he starts to hobble away.
Okay. Before he leaves, I'm going to cast mending on his clothes and his staff and everything else on him to try to clean him up a little bit before he heads out.
And as you make your way down to the office of the other wizard that has the book that had the symbol on it, that is where we're going to end for this evening.
Oh,
Plot twist.
I need the other wizard.
I need to find the wizard that can track people down.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
So that was a lot. That was an episode.
It's an episode.
It was a
Thank
thick
you,
sode.
everybody in the audience, for coming and hanging out. Thank you to my players for letting me hurt them emotionally.
My grandma died.
All of you had someone die, and I watched all of you go through drama.
Which is in and of itself a traumatic
All right,
experience.
one more time, let everybody know who you are and where we can find you. Danny.
Dr. Snugglebutts on everything. And on Sundays, Crows of the Dam, Shadow of Memories. We're doing like one shots and stuff because we're between arcs, but come check it out.
And Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy. You can find me on Instagram, Izzy Talavera, all one. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Mary.
You can find me on socials at Nerd on Wheels 15, and for actual plays, you can catch me on 2000 Tales every Tuesday and Friday, and Chaotic Wonderful every other Thursday. This week we're playing Slayers. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Skag.
Hello, everybody. I'm Skagwater RPG. You can find me on all the social media programs under that. And yeah, you can also find me on Dice Drop Evolution, where I play Michael Malibu. It comes out every other Friday. I believe that would be next Friday now. We have another episode coming out.
And Steve.
Hi, my name's Steve, Hermes4939 on the internet. You can find me on Twitter at W9Steve, and I'm very excited to rewatch this to see all the stuff that I missed, because I can't roll worth a darn. Thank you, everybody.
Digital dice are bad. Never use them.
That's bad.
And I'm Kristen. I have been the Dungeon Master for this evening, and you can catch us tomorrow night with Chaos Commentary. We're going to have Nathan, David, and Steve from Reckless Attack podcast on for a fun little interview. We're going to talk about what they got going on and what it's like to be in podcasting. Because that's one thing that we haven't done. And then Thursday night, you can catch us back here with At the Threshold with our DM, Chad, North Shore DM in the chat, where I play Astray. And then Friday night, it'll be the second episode of Cyberpunk. And I think that it's going to be a real fun time with that. We got some interesting stuff going on there, including sardines, apparently. And then Saturday night, you can catch me on Exquisite Corpse Presents as Candy. And keep an eye on our socials tomorrow. We have got an exciting announcement for another guest that we have coming up next week, but I'm not going to give it away yet. Thanks for coming out. And we're going to raid into queue times. So hang out for a minute.
Woo!
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
He a
Thank you,
snitch.
folks. You're very awesome.
Snitches get the stitches.
That'll be my next nickname. No.
Oh no.
It'll be Stitches.
We're out.